So by the way, something that like ticked me off when I was doing this research, I was looking up. I was very curious about Franklin Pierce's like early life because he's like a local, like I'm an hour from New Hampshire, but he's like a local president, right? Like if you look here, right? If I want to go to like a presidential library, and there's no presidential library, well, the city of Quincy's building a presidential center for the Adamses. The George H.W. Bush Center is in Texas.
You got the Kennedy Center.
You have the Kennedy Center.
Which is like really cool, by the way.
Yeah, it is really cool. And the EMK Center is cool. But the only library named after a president in anywhere around here is the closest one is Franklin Pierce. So I feel like it's like a good trivia question. Like,
have you been to that one?
No, I haven't been. I got to go up there and visit. I love New Hampshire.
Kind of sad that I didn't know this last time I was there because I would have definitely drove up to go visit that one.
That will be our new series where you and I just go to presidential libriaries,
right?
And just thrown out,
heckle everybody.
Dude, I love presidential libraries. But
can I bring a stack of citation needed stickers like you see on Wikipedia, and we can just slap it on everything in there?
Dude, it was funny. I went to the George W. Bush Presidential Library on SMU. Unbelievably beautiful campus. I mean, SMU is obviously one of the best schools in the country, but also like beautiful campus. And it's funny to go to a presidential library that is the president's still alive.
Huh.
Because like half the exhibits are very clearly like stuff George Bush like picked out. So
right.
He just has like literally you walk in. The building's amazing, but you walk into the right and there's a rotating exhibit that's just like the Constitution, and it's all meant for like kids to learn. So they have like the voting rope that they used like in the 1600s, and it's just like talking about like voting and the powers enshrined in the Constitution, and it's so comically apolitical. That I'm just, and you think of like how George Bush is now, and like he's not involved in politics at all. And I'm like, dude, he definitely made that. Like he was like, guys, I can't do George Bush for president. But he's like, but then they have like a model's Oval Office, and he has all these like little stories he tells, and he talks about having John Quincy. He has a portrait of John Quincy Adams was in his dining room, and he did it to mess with his dad.
Oh,
and he talked about like John. He's like
the greatest president from Massachusetts.
Yeah, he's like, I share, and he talks about decision points, his autobiography. He's like, yeah, I just like, he's like, yeah, I just feel like, so you say to his dad, like, hey, John Quincy Adams and I get together, feel are like kindred souls because we're both following in our dad's footsteps. And then there's a funny part. So there's like a little theater in there. It's like a little tiny theater. There's like 8 rows. And it's like tucked away beside the replica of the Oval Office. And it's his daughters like roasting him. It's just like they're just like making fun of him. Like it's like his life, and it's like they have all these like goofy clips of him like singing and stuff, and it's his daughters just like making fun of him. And I was like, oh, George W. Bush definitely like signed off on this. It was like, let's get the girls together and just gonna make fun of me for like it's like 15 minutes of them just crapping on their dad. I'm like, interesting. This is I don't know. I found it to be very different than other presidential libraries I've been to, which feel more like museums and stuff like that. But this felt very alive. Like it felt very. Him and Ted Kennedy were friends. Yeah. So he has all these letters from Ted Kennedy, and he has like a whole section talking about what Ted Kennedy's career and stuff like that. So you're like walking through this like Texas Republican president's like exhibit, and then you turn the corner, and it's just like like giant stuff of letters from Ted Kennedy, and like him talking about like I really like Ted Kennedy. We didn't agree on a lot, but like, we were always working together because we agreed on the important stuff, which is like doing the best for the country. And I'm like, so bizarre to like see like a Republican president from Texas having like essentially a shrine to his like late friend who was a Democratic senator from Massachusetts. I'm like, oh, I think this is good. This is good for society. I think this is.
Do you think Jackson would have done something similar?
No, I think Jackson would have. Like just not even funded other presidential libraries.